Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Breaking Bedrock. My name is Fascio. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going... Ooh, a little bit of leg there. Not sure what that was about. Today we are going to be working on some stuff in the Nether. I actually just watched a very entertaining video on how to kind of mess with the Nether roof. And I want to do this in every world, but it's not really... allowed in every world, so I am going to just do it in my single player world because, you know, why not? What we need first though is some cauldrons. Now we need to head off into a biome where we can find snow, and would you look at that, there's some right here. Now, this is kind of the lame part. We need to wait until it does snow, which means that I need to just kind of hang out here for a while because we need powdered snow. That's right, one of the new blocks, which is only obtainable by waiting for cauldrons to fill up with it. And you know what? Seeing as how it's kind of a pain to get, we are going to get a whole bunch of it. Ooh, the island's looking really good. It's actually been a while since I've been back in this world. Just the server, Derptopia, has been keeping me extremely busy. Things move at lightning quick paces when you're working with a bunch of other really talented builders, and I don't want to fall behind on projects there, so I have been definitely spending a lot more time there than I thought I was going to. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a different series called Derptopia. It is a SMP. It's a lot of fun. I play it on Silent Whisperer's server. That's the word. Yeah, it's a really good time, and if you would like to, go ahead and check out those videos. I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of cauldrons, because I think with the lightning rods, our AFK issues are now over with, more or less, at our iron farm, so I should be okay to spend iron like a madman again. So let's head on over, and I guess just wait it out until it rains. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but we will be patient if we must. One eternity later. So it finally started raining. I was waiting for a long time in real life. So long, in fact, that I started playing on a different computer on my server because I just needed to do something. It was just sitting around waiting for the rain. And I know that I could have gone and done something else in the meantime in the world and then come back when it was raining, but I didn't really want to risk losing it, so I figured it was better to be safe. But now that we have rain, these actually fill up quite quickly. You can kind of just stand here for a few minutes, and they do fill up, pretty darn quick. So I figured then rather having to wait again, we would just fill up as much as we can here and now. We've got the shulkers for it, and the iron for the buckets. So, Maisel, you know, when in Rome. Now, I know that they nerfed something recently that everyone was really excited about, where we were going to be able to turn skeletons into strays using powdered snow, and then blowing those strays up would result in wither skeleton skulls, but they patched that right as this was being released, which I actually am not too fond of. It felt like they could have put their efforts towards a lot of other things besides taking that away from players. But, you know, they got to balance the game somehow. That would have made getting wither skeleton skulls very, very, very easy. Now, besides the application that we're going to use this for today, I actually don't know a whole lot about what we can use powdered snow for. We don't need to make traps. Like, we're not on a server where we need to defend something, you know. Oh, it stopped snowing. Oh, rats. Okay, well, let's just, I think maybe that is it. Oh, one more. Excellent. Cool. All right, well, we'll just have to remember to make a trip back here every now and then when it is raining for a little while, and we can collect some more of that good stuff. But as far as farms go, pretty easy. There isn't a whole lot to it, to TBH, so yeah, definitely make one of these for yourselves, and then when we get a few more uses for powdered snow, then we'll have plenty to work with. But for now, we only actually needed 2 of those. So let's boogie on into the nether and see if this actually works. Another feature of powdered snow, one, is that it can be picked up and put down in a bucket. I believe this can also be dispensed and picked up in a dispenser with a bucket, but I think that might be broken on Bedrock right now. But it should be able to be dispensed and picked up, and there'll be some really cool mechanics with that, considering if you fall into it, you start to freeze to death. Okay, and then yeah, you can actually die from that. And a way to avoid that when this is eventually in nature is to wear some leather boots. Apparently, that will keep you on top of the powdered snow. Not sure why that makes a difference, but I mean, it's just a way to nerf boots, I suppose. The adventuring outfit now is going to look a little bit like gold pants, turtle helmet, elytra, and leather boots. So they have completely removed the need for good armor by making all of the worse armors good in some way or another, which is actually pretty clever of them. And I actually need to spend a little bit more iron to make another cauldron, because I do need to bring one with me into the nether. So now we are the proud owner of 67 cauldrons in the world. Wow. Never thought I'd be that rich in cauldrons. So I think that this is actually all we need to get into the spot that we need to go to. We will, of course, be bringing our fire resistance potions, because you got to when you're going to the nether. We got one here, and that's it. All right, well, 2 will have to do. I'm gonna have to set up my my proper shulker box lineup one of these days. I usually have the first 7 or 8 slots full of named boxes like this, but just haven't gotten around to it. It does take a little while. So let's head on into the nether and see if we can find a good spot for this. And our nether is remarkably underdeveloped for how far we are into our world. Yeah, all we really have is our trading area here and our area that goes to the end, which is that way, I think? That might be something I need to look up. In fact, maybe we'll pay a visit to that area today, because that kind of has to do with what we are going for here. But for now, I need to get up there. We are going to head up into the nether roof. So what I need to do is just quickly take our coordinates in that portal and then go on up. But I'm not going to do that out in the open, because gas and scaffolding don't exactly work well together. So we are going to go into a wall and then make our way above the portal there. Okay, so this spot right here is directly above our portal. So let's clear out some space up here and see if our new confangled trick is going to work. All right, now I imagine they'll patch this pretty quick if it does work, which is why I wanted to jump on it right now. So apparently, if you put a cauldron down, powdered snow inside of it, and then powdered snow, you can quickly and easily remove bedrock, which is pretty darn cool. Yep, I don't mind this at all. So what I'm going to do is carve out a hole right here so that I can fly up and fly to different destinations in the nether, and just kind of as a fast travel means. Now we will still have other stuff down below, but I think if we can jump on this and get a few holes in the nether kind of at key locations, maybe 1,000 blocks or so down that way, and then that way, and then that way, and that way, then maybe we'll have a pretty quick means of transportation. It might be a waste of time, but I mean, these things get patched instantly. They really don't want people being able to do this, so might as well while it's here. I probably should have brought more cauldrons, actually. That probably would have sped up the process, but that's okay. I guess I need to figure out my center and then just go straight up from there, and then maybe I'll mark out something after. And whoa, would you look at this? Oh, that is disorientating. Excellent. Great. So we can get up here, but we cannot place anything up here, which is the bad part of the Nether. You're kinda screwed. But if when we're up here, we're gonna make this hole a little bit nicer, just because it's our main one. If we just pick a cardinal direction and go straight down that way, make another hole in the Nether, then have some light shining up and stuff, it shouldn't be that hard to find these things once we're up there and flying around, because we can fly up there. So no worries there. All right. Back to work. We got a lot of this to clear out. Now, if we end up going through our Nether portal, we have a big hole that's not rendering. A big hole in the sky. And now we can get onto the Nether roof. And I just decided to go on this pretty simple little cry miss a piece right there. Now we have our hole in the Nether ceiling. And this is going to save us a lot of time when it comes to travel. But in order for it to save us that time, I need to travel in certain places and break this stuff, because I can't break it from up top. There's no way to do that in Bedrock Edition, which is kind of what makes the Bedrock ceiling impractical. But if you're able to get where you need to go and do all of the breaking first, then it's not so bad. So I think what I'll do is probably end up going and breaking a few of these stations in various parts of the world, and then just remembering the coordinates to them, and that should save some time. I probably won't do one for the end portal, which is kind of the only other structure that we have in the Nether, but it's like such a very, very short distance from flying anyways, that I'm not really too worried about it. When we make our actual Nether hub, we can connect to that. But what we do need to do is maybe go, let's try going 1,000 blocks in that direction. I'm gonna need some supplies, more fireworks mostly. And we'll do the same thing there, and I'll get all of the values lined up properly, so it should be just a straight shot. All right, so this is the cozy little hole that I made. This is 1,000 blocks north of the hole that I made originally. So if we fly up, then it's as simple as just lining ourselves up with that cardinal direction and flying on like this, hoping that the chunks load. It is trying to load everything below me as well, so yeah, it could definitely probably lag out your world if you're playing on a machine that maybe is not able to handle it. But as you can see here, this is by far the fastest way to travel in the Nether. Besides maybe making a boat bridge or something up here with ice, if you were able to do that. But we should be coming up on our hole pretty soon. There we go. Great, and then we just fly on in there. I don't want to right now. I do want to go north. I forgot to when I placed these signs, but I brought some dye and some ink just to make it a little bit easier to read. Perfect. So let's head on back over to that portal that we just made, and I'll just stay kind of close down here. Not really too worried about conserving rockets, and we will see where we pop out in the overworld. It should be about 8,000 blocks away from where our base is. So really, this isn't for me traveling in the Nether. This is for me fast traveling in the overworld. And if I wanted to, I could make as many of these as I want. Now, that did take me a little bit of time, but honestly, this is probably the fastest method for breaking the ceiling that has ever been invented. So take advantage of this while you can if this is something that you're interested in, because like I said before, it's not gonna last forever. So now we're just in here. I kind of made the colors a little bit funky just to make it mob-proof in here. I got these carpets, and actually, magma cubes will spawn on anything. Literally anything. A 4x4 magma cube would probably spawn right here. They're nightmares. So let's get our rockets ready just in case we end up in a place that we don't want to for some reason. And here we are, the lovely, lovely uh, forest biome that we're in. Now, this is also really, really, really handy for me because today, all right, today a hotfix was released that fixed ore generation in the world. There was some real problems with ore generation previously, and now this should all be brand new ore generation. So diamonds are fixed. We won't find so much diorite like we were before. Granite was a real pain to find before in the New World generation. So I haven't actually explored this area, and I probably won't, but as you can see on the Z-axis, or Z-axis, we are 8,000 blocks farther than we were at our base. So super handy for fast traveling. You'll definitely want to take advantage of this, especially if you're in a world like mine where some of it was generated with kind of bad ore generation, and you might need to go a little farther out to do some mining. But for now, I am going to go and poke some more holes in the ceiling. Probably just what I did there. I'm going to go 1,000 blocks in each cardinal direction. It took like 15 minutes to clear the bedrock, and then another few minutes to make whatever sort of portal room you want. You don't need to actually make a room even. Just a simple portal in the netherrack will do just fine. But on that note, I think that we are going to wrap this up because honestly, it's going to be the same process for every single portal, so you don't need to watch me do that over and over and over again. So I will just say good night. I mean, not good night. I'm not sleeping in real life. I will say goodbye, and thank you for watching. My name is Fiasco, and I will catch you in the next one.